I request the dignitaries to light the auspicious lamp as it is our tradition to kindle the flame of knowledge, peace, and prosperity before embarking on all important ventures. Ma'am, thank you.
He's going to introduce Brenda Swain. So now the last the one, Mr. Singh.
We are honored to privileged to have our esteemed guests with us for the inauguration of the International Cell. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam Professor Untitled to welcome and felicitate Shri Rakesh Naithani, Special Secretary to the Governor of Maharashtra and Officer on Special Duty, and also the Chief Guest of today's event. I request respected Pro-Vice Chancellor Madam, Professor Ruby Uja, to welcome Dr. Anthony Mandir, President, VMCC Chile. Respected Registrar Sir, Dr. Vilas Nandawadekar-ji, to felicitate Ms. Brenda Sawyer, Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Consulate, Mumbai. And also Mr. Sanjay Ramda. Registrar Sir, please felicitate Mr. Sanjay Ramda. Thank you. I request Dr. Nitin Bani, Coordinator, International Cell, SNDTWU Women's University, to share the initiatives undertaken by the university as part of internationalization.
Good afternoon. Today marks a very important day for all of us. We have a constellation of people who have come from different parts of the world. Guests connected from US, New York also. So today's day, the inauguration of the international cell of our SNDTWU Women's University is really symbolizing what international is, where we transcend the borders, not only of the geographical boundaries, but also of what our thinkings are. Founded by our Bharat Ratna, Dr. Karve, and the basic premise in 1920. Our university has the international collaborations with a number of universities spread across US, UK, Sweden, just to name a few. Policy under the leadership of Madam. So we have a legacy. Is just the initiatives which we have undertaken post June 2022. Our university is now an empaneled university of ICCR. The first student under ICCR. The next inflection point was the US visit by Madam Vice Chancellor. That has really turned up as an inflection point. MOUs were signed between BCC and Crest CUNY. We had delegates visiting from these institutions to our universities, and that I feel has really strengthened the bond between our institutions. And therefore, Dr. Munro and Dr. Ramdar coming all the way from New York, I feel that also is a symbolizing of our growing relations. In January 23, the beginning of the new year marked the installation of the weather station at our Juhu campus. And you will also be happy to know how one activity, the fruits are resulting gradually. The students of UMIT, the research paper station data has been accepted at the international conference. BCC and the BCC CUNY in January 23, where students and their parents had come to understand the opportunities at these institutions. The US Consulate also needs a very special mention here. Madam Brenda Soya, who is representing the US Consulate, they have been very supportive and they have assured us of all the student support. They have also assured for the support for the faculty small projects, and they are also going to orient us for the Fulbright Fellowship. And our counterparts in US are also going to support with the hand-holding procedures of how to write the applications. So I feel this is just a beginning of the journey. And that inauguration is just a page in that history, or rather the chapter what we are going to write further. So wishing all the dignitaries here and the students here, I would like to congratulate them for this auspicious occasion. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce our next speaker and guest, Ms. Brenda Soya. Ms. Brenda Soya is the Director of the Public Diplomacy Section at the US Consulate General in Mumbai. In her previous post as the Director of Africa Regional Services from 2019 to 2022, she led innovative public diplomacy efforts in 50 countries, including several groundbreaking hybrid outreach programs that increase knowledge about inclusion and grassroots efforts to strengthen democracy through civil and citizen engagement. She has spent most of her career in Africa with a particular interest in women's empowerment. She has a degree in communications from the University of Colorado and a master's in security studies from the US Naval War College, and enjoys cultural immersion. I request Ms. Soya to address the gathering.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I want to recognize and congratulate everyone on the front. This is a moment where we all can just breathe and enjoy the fact that we have made a great achievement. What you all have not seen are the hours of meetings, emails, Zoom conferences, and drafts of the MOUs that come to be signed. So I want to congratulate all of you for arriving to this point. So I love visiting academic institutions because it makes me remember the one thing I learned at university, and that was how to keep learning. And so last night I was listening to a podcast and it was talking about data, right? And we all store data into clouds, and many of us don't think about that. Once my email is saved, or my Word document, or my thesis is saved, it's saved on a cloud. I can get it anywhere, right? Those clouds are actually on machines, and those machines are actually running out of space. So on this podcast, the molecular biologist, Dina Zelinsky, said, we can now store information on DNA. I was shocked. I will admit it, I learned something. And the podcast went on to talk about how we could store information on DNA. And I admit, I was completely lost in the scientific process. So for those of you in this room that are molecular biologists, I applaud you, because that is an incredible feat to discover. But even further, and more importantly, my story about the DNA that comes from Otzi the Iceman, who was preserved 5,000 years ago, is a story of academic collaboration. It wasn't just the people who found Otzi the Iceman or the first scientists that looked at the DNA. It was the conversations about what his life was like, what he ate, where he lived, but then down to the core of what is DNA and what DNA can hold. I must admit, I can't tell you anything else more about DNA or Otzi the Iceman. But what I can tell you is I'm excited about academic collaboration. And I thought it was really fortuitous that I listened to this the night before I got to come here to SNDT to help inaugurate this internationalization cell. What great collaborations you have here. Dr. Vani, what work you have done to be able to offer these students and faculty opportunities to work with other institutions. And my fellow Americans, how exciting and faculty. The knowledge information, as he's talked about with the weather station, is just a small piece of what can be shared and will be shared in the coming time. I'm particularly proud to be here because the United States hosts more than 200,000 Indian students studying in the US. They make up 20% of the international students in America. We welcome all of you. Our consulate here in Mumbai works with an organization called Education USA. It is a US government-supported network of advising centers that give free advice to students and potential faculty on opportunities to study in the US. We know that the idea of financing and applying and deciding which of our 5,000 institutions to be a part of can be very daunting. But our Education USA advisors are here, and we have centers in Mumbai to help you. And as indicated, they will be coming to this campus to talk to you. I can't emphasize enough to the students in the room how important international education is. Not be related to what you want to do, but by all means, now is the time to do it. An international experience is invaluable to you. Our partnership is flourishing and enduring, and it's comprehensive of the two largest democracies, and it will define the 21st century geopolitics. Based on our own shared democratic values, our relationship has touched on every facet of life, from management of global companies to science, technology collaboration, clean energy, and infectious disease prevention. Our shared emphasis on education provides additional assurance that both our countries will produce tomorrow's innovators, entrepreneurs, and policy leaders. I know there's a few of you in this room who will help define our future relationship, and I'm excited by that. I also have to leave you with a very short commercial. Inside the consulate, we have something called Dosti House. Dosti House is open from Monday to Saturday, 10 to 6. It is free. It has books, it has movies, it has speakers. Please come. Please come and visit us, my colleague Beiruz, and some of you know Sita. It's a great resource to learn about America, to connect with America. And most importantly, our programs are accessible to people with disabilities. We encourage diversity and equity and inclusion in all that we do. So when I say all are welcome in Dosti House, all are indeed welcome. And I leave you with the final thought about DNA. I hope your memories from today stay in your DNA. And I hope you pass it to your children, your nieces, and your nephews. And I hope, it is my hope, that the internationalization cell here becomes the most active in India, sending the most people to the United States who then have a solid voice in the leadership of our future. Thank you, and thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And we assure you that the DNAs are not, if there is a possibility, linked. And we will definitely carry forward this amazing association that we have. And if I could add my bit, all of us avail the wonderful facilities that Dosti House offers. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Dr. Anthony Munro, President, BMCC CUNY. President Munro serves on the board of directors of SCUP, that is the Society for College and University Planning, COMBASE, a consortium of community and technical colleges, the Hispanic Educational Technology Services, the Council of Higher Educational Accreditation, and the Commission on Student Success at the American Association of Community College Students. He is also an advisory board member of the New Jersey City University Doctorate in Community College Leadership Program and has been appointed to serve as a member of the steering committee of the President's Alliance for Higher Education and Immigration, effective October 2022. As a result of his advocacy for equity in higher education, President Munro was named a power player in education in 2022 from Politics New York and has been granted honors including the Heritage Awards 2022 from the Consulate General of Jamaica, New York, and the 2020 Parallel Award from new presidents from the Kappa Theta Kappa Honor Society. I request President Munro to address the audience.
Thank you so much for that very warm and lengthy introduction. I am truly honored and humbled to be here with you all today. I want to give a special recognition to a good friend, Rakesh, who has, without his efforts representing the office of the governor, we would not be here today. This man has fed us. He has welcomed us into his home, into the wee hours of the night, talking about you all and the partnership that we are forging ahead with today. When this idea, when this notion of international education, globalization was birthed, your vice chancellor was the first and continues to be the first amongst all the vice chancellors. Madam deserves a rounding applause. You are truly a friend, a colleague, and an advocate for students and for higher education. And we hope you take up our invitation to return to New York and have some of the fine Indian food that we serve. And to Ms. Brenda Sawyer, thank you for your interesting words and observations. What is it, molecular biology? As soon as you said it, I was lost. I'm a public health and a health education person, but I get it. And it is so important to recognize that you all are the future. Not just here in Mumbai or in India, but in the world. And it is critically important that we support collaborative opportunities such that we can be the strong leaders that you are called to be. Borough of Manhattan Community College is deeply honored to have been invited to partner with SNDT, the leading women's university. You want me to repeat that? The leading women's university. As was previously stated by my good friend, we did sign a statement of shared interest, also known as a MOU. And it provides a formal structure for collaboration amongst our respective faculties, our students, with exchange and study abroad opportunities, and more. We look forward to building and strengthening our partnership. BMCC, as we are affectionately known, which is an acronym for Borough of Manhattan Community College, is one of the 25 colleges that constitute the City University of New York. By the way, there will be an exam at the end of this. Only high passing marks. I'm only joking. But the City University of New York is the largest urban university in the United States. We serve hundreds of thousands of students seeking degrees and certificates, all the way up to the doctorate degree in just about every single discipline, every single field that you can think of. BMCC is a community college. There are over 1,000 community colleges in the United States, and we are one of the largest community colleges in the United States, and by far the largest community college within the City University of New York. We have numerous educational sites, but our main facility is located in Tribeca, a historic and distinctive neighborhood located in Lower Manhattan near the World Trade Center. The college is home to a global community of almost 20,000 students from more than 140 different countries and growing. Nearly 60% of our students are women. Let's give it up for the women. And 53% of them are first in their family to attend college or university. So we are intently focused on providing quality education to anyone and everyone. We believe in providing a pathway to economic prosperity and personal success. BMCC consistently ranks in the top 5 community colleges for social and economic mobility, according to the Brookings Institute. Top 5, not in New York City. Top 5, not in the state of New York. Top 5 in the United States of America. We are consistently ranked in the top 5 for moving people along the social and economic mobility pathway. Our main campus is within walking distance of the financial markets of Wall Street. The galleries, the art galleries of Soho and Tribeca are As well are landmarks such as the Brooklyn Bridge. We are a subway ride away from Broadway, the tranquility of Central Park, and the beaches of Coney Island. We are proud to have been ranked as the safest campus in the state of New York by safehome.org. Students at BMCC choose from over 50 academic programs that include accounting, business, computer science, criminal justice, liberal arts, physical and social sciences, and yes, healthcare, including nursing. We are very, very excited about this partnership that we have developed, and we look forward to the days when SNDT students are in New York and our students are here in Mumbai, as well as our faculty. So on behalf of Borough of Manhattan Community College and the City University of New York, congratulations, madam. Congratulations to the faculty, to the staff, and to the students. Job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. We will now be playing video addresses from our international delegates. The first video address is by Thomas A. Kennedy, President of BCC. Thank you, sir. We have also a few delegates who have joined us live from New York. Professor Paramita Sen, who's a lecturer in the Department of Chemistry, Earth Sciences and Environmental Sciences at the Bronx Community College of the City University of New York, and Dr. Neil Phillip, chairperson of the Department of Chemistry, Earth Sciences and Environmental Sciences from the same college. Both of them are principal investigators on the US National Science Foundation grant to conduct microscale air pollution research in Mumbai and New Delhi as part of the weather station, which has been installed at UMIT, our Jude campus. I request Dr. Sen and Dr. Phillip to address the audience.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody from New York. It's a historic day. That's why you can see we have logged in. It's 2:30 at night. I mean, for us, AM. We are all very excited for this. It's a long journey for City University of New York and SNDT. And we will like to congratulate Vice Chancellor Chakradeo and President Monroe, and also our President Thomas Sekenegby for this special occasion. And definitely all the to all the audience, our heartfelt thanks. But a special name has to be mentioned here, that is Mr. Naithani. And I will echo Dr. Monroe on this, that everything started with one phone call from him that delegation is coming from India to New York, and I'd like them to go over to Pune. And there we met Dr. Chakradeo. We are actually, we have two grants. We have worked with one grant, which is the National Science Foundation grant, which our chairperson will talk about it. We have the weather station installed in SNDT, and the data has been utilized very, very efficiently. Thanks to Dr. Shitole, I saw him in the audience to move on with this data and helping the students to present in an international seminar in IIT Kharagpur. I'll ask Dr. Phillip also to talk about it a little bit, and also our another state diplomacy grant.
Thank you, Professor San. Good night, good afternoon, everyone. President Monroe, Vice Chancellor Chakra there, the Sanjay Ramdat, Mr. Naitani, of course. Mr. Naitani is like part of the family as well. Everybody's part of the family on the stage. I see everybody there in the audience. It's like family. So we're not colleagues anymore. We can't call it colleagues. And we're happy and Mrs. Sawyer as well. And I heard you mentioned Beruz and Sita Reiter. It's like a one big family that we have here. We have all these grants and all these initiatives in India. In fact, right now, on my cell phone, I'm looking at the weather in SNDT on my cell phone. That's quite a feat that we can do this. And we have another grant with the US consulate in Mumbai will be installed in weather station in Western India as well. Again, we are very thankful to everybody and again for all the opportunities. Again, Mr. Naitani has been very awesome with us in the CUNY and in the Bronx. Vice Chancellor Chakra there has been awesome as well. And we like to thank again President Monroe and Mr. Sanjay Ramdat for being the foot soldiers who are doing the good work for CUNY to make us international. And Ms. Sawyer, we have plants in Colorado too. We go to Steamboat Springs. We have a lab at 10,000 feet in the mountains of Colorado. So we are everywhere in CUNY. So thank you all Mr. Shetoli, Dr. Nima, for all the work you've done with us when we came over there. We're highly appreciative of all of you, and we look forward to further collaborations with everyone there and SNDT. Thank you and congrats.
Thank you, Dr. Sen and Dr. Philip. It is my honor to introduce Shri Rakesh Naitani, Special Secretary to the Governor of Maharashtra, Officer on Special Duty and Chief Guest of today's function. Shri Naitani has over 3 decades of valuable legislative and administrative experience in both houses of the Indian Parliament, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Sir has been involved in several landmark policy initiatives leading to transformational and systemic changes. Presently, he is serving as the Special Secretary and Officer on Special Duty to the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra at Mumbai on deputation from the Parliament of India, that is Rajya Sabha, since September 2019. Sir has also been involved in several momentous and landmark schemes and have been instrumental in resolving decade-old issues and implementing them. To name a few, one rank, one pension, and also the railway network in the Himalayan states. Sir, I request to address.
Ma'am, it's a great honor to be here amongst all of you. And I would like to thank Professor Jula Chakradev for inviting me here. Dr. Anthony Monroe for taking all the pains from coming all the way from US, and you can imagine that he flying premium economy from US to India and landing up yesterday and then going today evening back to US, of course by business class. So, but even then also it is a big commitment on his part and makes our task even more difficult. If Anthony Monroe can show this kind of commitment to be here for this program, we need to pull ourselves and make sure that we have a large number of students, specifically, preferably girl students going from Maharashtra. And of course, if from SNDT, nothing like that, very soon. So Professor Monroe, we need this kind of commitment from all of you out here. Ma'am, you have almost, I think, 4 years of your tenure left. By the time ma'am ends her tenure, we would like that 50,000 students from Maharashtra should be sent to community colleges that you have. And 50,000 is the number of students that we have in SNDT, I am told. So equivalent number of students we should be sending abroad to study. The thought behind this community college started very strangely. We had a small informal meeting with David, who was the earliest CG, in one US wine festival where they had given us different kinds of wines and alcohols at a hotel to taste, and saying that India is one of the largest consumers of alcohol in the world. Still, American wines don't have much of a market here. So after going little bit of tipsy-turvy, I asked David as to from where had he studied. He said, I have done my education from Princeton. Then we were just discussing, but suddenly he said that my mother graduated from CUNY. And I said, what is CUNY? He said, CUNY is Harvard of the proletariat. Harvard for the quality. And from there, the discussion for QE started. David invited us to the US CG office. I think Behruz was also there. And four of our vice chancellors, Madam Ujjwala Chakradev was also there. We happened to be there over a breakfast meeting. And then we had a small discussion. And before David mentioning to me, I had not heard the name community college. So thus started the journey. And I thought, why not start with the community college? And Parimita and one of our friends, Yashni, introduced us to City University of New York. And then I called Parimita and I said that we want to send four of our vice chancellors just to see firsthand what is a community college. Let them go and see for themselves and come back and tell us what is a community college. We thought that the community college would be kind of a ramshackle government schools that we have in India. So we had this kind of a misconception. So we asked them that we will be sending four of our vice chancellors. Professor Ujjwala it was a maiden visit to US and she was really excited. And after when they came back from different schools visiting there, the kind of initiative that she took, the kind of presentation she made was appreciated all across by Sanjay and so we thought, why not make her the leader there? Amongst all state universities, two of our better performing vice chancellors are Professor Madhuri Kanetkar and Ujjwala Chakradev. So they are almost doing 10x better than any of our male colleagues. So you could see the kind of difference that we have. For Professor Monroe, Madam Brenda, it's heartening to tell everybody, you all know that SNDT is one of the oldest universities in India and in Southeast Asia, established in the year 1916. And it's a great privilege for all of us to start this international center out here in SNDT. The symbolic significance of starting an international center in one of the oldest universities in Southeast Asia, it takes time for all of us to absorb. Ujjwala ma'am, the kind of expectations we have, I have been relieved from the Raj Bhavan Secretariat with effect from 17th evening. The governor, as you know, has resigned. The new governor has joined, Dr. Ramesh Best. For me, it's also it's a kind of a farewell speech for me also, and time to move on. But when I think of Professor Ujjwala, I think of her just like my sister. And the kind of expectations that I have, and she had what you call moisty eyes when she met me last time, and I was really moved. And she assured me that it is her project, her dream project, to make sure that this endeavor of sending girl students to community colleges succeed. So, ma'am, many thanks for the kind of commitment that you have shown. Second thing which I was thinking, that February is the month where most of the corporates who have large funding under the CSR projects decide their commitments. If Professor Wani could make a kind of a presentation, I will share with you the name of the companies, their right contact persons, so that we could raise resources for our international center. My dream is that if we can identify girl students from tier 2, tier 3 cities to the extent of, let's say 100, 200 girl students, we would like to sponsor their studies through this CSR funding. I had a long discussion with the higher and technical education minister, and the minister was open to create a separate budgetary head, starting from, let's say, 10 crores for sponsoring bright girl students to go and study abroad in community colleges. So we could not start this process with the current budget because we were not able to figure out the number of girl students that would be going. We didn't have any data as such. Had we got some data or some girl students by now, we would have definitely made some kind of a token provision in this ensuing budget. But still, February is the month where CSR commitments are made. I think we should start, and we could get funds, keep a corpus, and sponsor girl students from these funds. इसके अलावा मैं क्या बोलूँगा? Professor Monroe, he has been coming to me again and again. We have had long discussions over dinner. Sanjay Ramnath, probably Sanjay, it's your which visit? Third visit to India, and the kind of commitment that Sanjay has, you just ask him anything, and the moment he it hardly pauses, and if you want to make a change in the presentation, you want to have any kind of information, Sanjay is always there. I thank you all for having me here. The kind of support that we have received from Sita Redar, Behruz, and Brenda, of course, assuring us that whosoever be the student who wants to go to US, they will be ensuring that the visa process does not stop their dreams. So, thank you, once again. Thank you, Parimita. I think Parimita must be hearing it. Parimita is one of the most bubbliest and most enthusiastic amongst us. Neil, always ready to help us. Professor Sekenekbi, though restrained in his words, but still reflecting the whole world charm. So we thank you all for being here with us. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nathan.
Thank you, Mr. Naitani, for those spirited words.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance and your motivating words. It is indeed an honor to be introducing Honorable Madam Vice Chancellor, Professor Jula Chakradev, whose path-taking leadership and vision has helped the university scale new and grand heights of success. Honorable Madam holds a doctorate in architecture from the NIT and has a glorious career spanning more than 30 years in teaching and administration. Madam has been the recipient of numerous awards and recognitions in her glorious career and has acquired copyrights for taxonomy of architectural design and the architectural design process of the Manorama by Moodley College of Architecture. Madam has distinguished leadership qualities and has been playing leadership role in committees. Madam also, as we have heard, has in-depth knowledge of the national education policy and has written and published various articles and blogs on the NEP. I request Honorable Madam Vice Chancellor to share her presidential address.
Thank you, Rajni. Good afternoon, everyone. Chief guest of today's function, Mr. Nathani, President Munro, Dr. Munro, Mr. Ramdatji, Dr. Brian, and our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ruby Oza, as well as our Registrar, Mr. Nandodekar, all the members of the International Committee and the coordinator, Mr. Mitri, as well as all the faculty members, head of the departments, and my dear students. It's indeed a pleasure to be here. And I'm overwhelmed by a few things said about me by Mr. Nathani, as well as overwhelmed by the fact that Mr. Munro has flown all the way for this program from New York and leaving today evening again back, traveling all these hours. I have witnessed that travel recently, though in the month of September. And Dr. Sanjay Ramdat has come to make the preparations for this earlier, 2 days earlier, and he also would be leaving tomorrow. It's incredible, the kind of support that SNDT is getting, as well as the US Consulate. We had several meetings with them. Ms. Sita and her colleagues, and you all, ma'am, have made it possible to give us all the information about how our students or the faculty would be benefited financially and through the programs to go to America. I don't know, why is all these things happening? It's for you all girls. There are so many hands there to support us. Now it's your turn to take advantage, be there. And why? Why do we want to be there? It's widening your horizons. You love your nation for sure, but then going there would make you love your nation much more. You will know about yourself more with others' eyes. What is there? So while traveling and moving around, making friends, meeting people would make you aware of the world and then contribute to your nation with an open mind. Even I have no words and I don't intend to give long speech over here, but I cannot stop myself from saying, when I first joined as a Vice Chancellor, I met Mr. Nethani, and in his cabin, one sentence struck me. And it struck me so hard. He says, "Aapko jo karna hai kariye, hum hai na yahan par." Support. So main hu na, hum hai na, this sentence. It's really a support. So when he says, or you all say, I've been best or are doing this, it's only because he was there. And he said, "Galti bhi hui to bhi darna nahi. Hum hain." Yeah. And that's why that kind of strides you can take with this kind of a support is unbelievable. I never had one single sleepless night. I never had any problem, probably. Even if there was any kind of a small, in Marathi we call sahul, of a problem, I used to rush to him and say, and the thing, just to mention, dream that he's not there in Raj Bhavan anymore, but I'm sure he will be a phone call away. So from wherever will be able to take his support further again for SNDT. And what's his dream? I don't know why. His dream that we all are standing here for the inauguration of this program. He says, as many as girls should go to America and widen their understanding and horizons. We for this. So my best wishes to this center and big thanks to all of you, Mr. Monroe, Paramita, President Thomas, who's online, as well as Druxel, from Druxel, Dr. Suresh Joshi. We really had so many meetings with all of you on Zoom. And one basic project which I would like to mention about, which will be initiated with Druxel probably, is the Anandibai Joshi was the first doctor of India. She studied in America in Drexel. So we thought of, when I visited that place again with the support of Mr. Nethani and others in the governor office. Governor Sir supported us. He had a vision that we should be vice chancellors. If we look at that place, we will be able to give that vision and that viewpoint to my faculty and to my students as well. And that's the only reason. And it did pay. It did work. Yes, I was excited initially because it was my maiden visit to America. I've been to Africa many times, ma'am. I would be there, we would be talking about it. And Manhattan, I stayed right in the dense place at Manhattan where BNCC is. And a beautiful building of BNCC, BMCC and other monuments which were there, structures which were there, architecturally they lured me and I enjoyed that stay out there, and it was made much more easier and by the support which was extended by BMCC, Bronx and other members there. The project which I was talking about, Rexel, is the chair, Anandibai chair in health of our women in India, maybe tribal areas. So we are looking for it and then it may happen. I want to carry forward the story which you began, that of DNA. And I'll end my not so-called speech by that. She talked about storing the message of DNA. I would like to take you all to the Bharatiya knowledge system, which talks about causal body. We have a physical body and we have a causal body. Causal body's shape is the same as that of the physical body, but it's a layer inside. It's not seen by the eyes, normal eyes. It's there. And whenever anything happens in our life which touches our heart, an impression is made on the causal body. It could be a great happiness, or it could be a shock or a sadness or whatever. And we strongly believe in life after death. Rather, life is there after death. So when somebody dies, the physical body lays to the rest, but the causal body is carried forward with those impressions to the next life as well. That's why we say that whatever has been learned in this life is taken further to the next life is because of the causal body. I think there could be some similarity between the DNA which you're talking about. I'm not a student of the science or microbiology, but that could be something where the memories are stored. And I'm so happy she gave this particular incidence and so much of importance that in our causal bodies, the impression of today's inauguration would be made, and we will be carrying forward the further things which would happen beyond this or through this center. And many of you will have those impressions taken further, not only to change your this life, but the lives ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request respected Registrar Sir, Dr. Vilas Nandavadi, to propose the vote of thanks.
Namaskar. Good afternoon. Dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Dr. Untitled Chapter, Vice Chancellor of SNDTWU Women's University, Honorable Sri Rakesh Ji Naitani, Honorable Dr. Anthony Mori, Dr. Brinda Soya, Dr. Sanjay Ramdat, our own Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ruby Oza Madam, dignitary of the dais, Financial Account Officer, Vikas Desai Sir, Dean, Faculty of Humanities, Mehta Madam, other directors, Management Council members, Senate members, Academic Council members, principal, directors, teachers, non-teaching staff present here, and you all my dear students. Today is a celebration day of the SNDTWU Women's University in viewpoint of the students and faculty. Let me thank the whole team sitting on this dais who has taken a very hard efforts to enable us, facilitate us, and give us an opportunity to study abroad. The person behind this all is Mr. Naitani Sir, Rakesh Sir, who has helped us in all the ways. I luckily attended a program of Honorable Chancellor and Governor Bhagat Singh Koshari Ji farewell function. And in that function, proudly, Naitani Sir has mentioned about SNDT Women's University and the support created for the SNDT Women's University to facilitate the students and have an exchange of knowledge. He mentioned our university name in the whole crowd. So credit goes to the Naitani Sir. He also mentioned about the funding sources, how we can organize that. And he, in his speech, mentioned around $2 lakh will be supported by the CSR which he rightly mentioned in our today's remark. He has mentioned that. So considering that the man who has a love, affection, and tremendous enthusiasm to do and support the SNDT Women's University is a great. Sir, hats up to you. Thank you, sir. The other dignitaries, Dr. Anthony, I think second time we are interacting with him, personally myself. But the enthusiasm and the support which he has given, he has mentioned what type of courses they will have at their own campus, and our students will go there and study, and their students will come in our country, in our SNDT campus, and they will study. This is a great opportunity for us. I thank personally on the behalf of the university for providing this opportunity to do the exchange program. The person behind it, Mr. Sanjay sir, he is also very supportive. He always ready to help and facilitate the things which are required for the exchange. Today, he will give us a very good opportunities to our students in a various ways. So I thank Sanjay sir also. The main consulate, US consulate office, Miss Brinda Soya. We know the difficulties to get the visa. We all Indian students know and there is a lot many queue. If you observe that, it will take 1.5 years to get only the appointment. But definitely, madam will help us to provide that facility, considering the knowledge exchange program, considering the study program to our SNDT Women's University of this girl student prior to the other universities. So I thank the madam for her kindness, and as she mentioned about DNA, definitely the DNA will be going to synchronize and have something good out of that for all of us. Thank you, madam. The whole ethos has entirely taken for us, teaching, non-teaching staff, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, madam. The story begins by visiting to US and coming back and establishing a full proof center, international sale for all of us. Thank you, madam, for whole kind of support, efforts, as well as the guidance to all of us. Because you only we are here and we are facilitating to the students by creating international center. So thank you. Our another key person in our team, Dr. Ruby Moza, she always looks academic factors, and considering that what academic programs we are going to start, going to run, how we can enable support to our students to pursue the academic with the good excellence. So that support she always provides to us. So I personally thank Ruby Moza for the support. There are other dignitaries, Dr. Medha, because Desai is then behind this are the team which is working, international team, the team members who have there putting their efforts continuously. I thank to them. I thank all management council members, senate member, academic council member, principals present here, directors, teachers, non-teaching staff. All the students who attended this program, definitely this program is going to be useful for you for future. I thank you all, but not this, but the main person who is important here, who has organized this, the program by his continuous efforts, Mr. Wani sir, Dr. Wani sir. So I thank and his team for collaborating and putting efforts and organizing such a wonderful inaugural program of international SET. And I wish all the best to the students for international journey. Thank you.